Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Final Destination, where we bring you inspiration, motivation, and the tools you need to transform your life. Today, we're diving deep into a powerful story that reflects the journey each of us takes towards success. But this isn't just a motivational speech, it's a heartfelt lesson wrapped in a story that will inspire you to keep pushing no matter how difficult life gets. So, get comfortable, open your mind, and let's explore this together. Story of the seed in the desert. Picture this: a vast, endless desert, scorching under the burning sun. The wind sweeps across the sand, leaving behind no trace of life, no sign of hope. In the midst of this barren wasteland lies a tiny seed, insignificant, almost forgotten. The odds are stacked against it. There's no water, no nourishment. Yet, somehow, this little seed holds on to one thing: its will to grow. You see, the seed isn't thinking about how difficult its environment is. It's not worried about the lack of resources. It knows one thing: its purpose is to grow, to become something more. And that, my friends, is where we begin today's story. Struggles in life. Life, for many of us, feels like that desert sometimes, doesn't it? Harsh, unyielding, and full of obstacles. We face setbacks, rejections, failures that make us question our very worth. But here's the thing: it's not the challenges we face that determine who we are. It's how we respond to those challenges that defines us. As Nelson Mandela once said, "Do not judge me by my successes. Judge me by how many times I fell down and got back up again." It's easy to feel like the world is against you, but what matters is that you keep rising, keep fighting, even when it seems like the odds are stacked against you. Michael Jordan's journey. Think about someone like Michael Jordan, one of the greatest basketball players of all time. But here's something many don't realize: he was cut from his high school basketball team. Can you imagine that? Michael Jordan, cut. That moment crushed him, but it didn't stop him. Instead, it ignited a fire inside him. He practiced harder than ever before. He pushed himself further than anyone thought possible. And now, he's a six-time NBA champion. He once said, "I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I've failed over and over and over again in my life. And that is why I succeed." What can we learn from Michael Jordan? It's simple. Failure isn't the end. In fact, it's often the beginning of something extraordinary. J.K. Rowling's story. Let's talk about another example. J.K. Rowling. We all know her as the author of the Harry Potter series, but before she became a household name, she was a single mother struggling to make ends meet. Her first manuscript? Rejected. Not just once, 12 times. Imagine that. You pour your heart and soul into something and you're told it's not good enough, again and again. But did she let that stop her? Number. She pushed forward. She kept believing in her story, and today she's one of the most successful authors in the world. J.K. Rowling once said, "It is impossible to live without failing at something, unless you live so cautiously that you might as well not have lived at all, in which case you fail by default." That's a powerful message, isn't it? We all face rejection, we all stumble, but success doesn't come to those who avoid failure. It comes to those who embrace it. Persistence. So back to our seed in the desert. The rain eventually comes. Not much, just a few drops, but it's enough. The seed starts to sprout, its roots digging into the sand. The desert hasn't changed, it's still harsh, still unforgiving. But the seed? The seed has changed. It's found the strength to grow in the toughest of environments. That's life, isn't it? We don't need perfect conditions to succeed. We need the will to push forward, no matter how hard things get. As Tony Robbins once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Every challenge is an opportunity for growth. Every obstacle you face is a stepping stone to something greater. Personal story. And let me tell you a little bit about my own journey. Years ago, I started a business, poured everything into it, my time, my energy, my savings, but it failed completely. I lost almost everything. For a while, I felt like that little seed, buried in the sand, struggling to find water. But instead of letting that failure define me, I took it as a lesson. I learned what I could, dusted myself off, and started again. That's what we all have to do, right? We all have moments where we feel defeated, but it's in those moments that we have a choice: stay down or rise stronger than ever. Growth and success. That seed in the desert, it kept growing. Slowly, its roots dug deeper, its stem reached higher. Until one day, it was no longer a fragile sprout. It was a tree, tall and strong, standing proud in the middle of that vast, unforgiving desert. The desert didn't get any easier, but the tree, it thrived. And that, my friends, is what you can do too. The journey may be hard, the challenges may seem overwhelming, but with every failure, you grow. With every setback, you become stronger. As Steve Jobs said, I'm convinced that about half of what separates successful entrepreneurs from the non successful ones is pure perseverance. So, no matter where you are right now, no matter how tough things seem, remember this: you are capable of growth, of change, of greatness. Final thoughts. Here's the final lesson from our story of the seed. You don't need perfect conditions to succeed. You just need the determination to keep going. Life will throw challenges your way, but every challenge is an opportunity for growth. So, next time you feel stuck, next time you feel like giving up, remember that little seed in the desert. Remember that Michael Jordan failed over and over again before becoming the greatest. Remember that J.K. Rowling faced rejection after rejection before she became a success. And most importantly, remember that your journey is just beginning. As we wrap up today's podcast, I want to leave you with one last thought. Your success isn't determined by what happens to you, but by how you choose to respond. Keep pushing, keep growing, and never give up. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you found this podcast helpful, make sure to subscribe to Final Destination for more motivational stories and lessons that will help you on your path to success. And don't forget to share this with anyone who might need a little inspiration today. Remember, success is not a destination, it's a journey, and we're all on it together. Until next time, keep believing, keep striving, and keep moving forward.